Hey folks, today I wanted to spend a little bit of time discussing what I believe to be one of the essential and core aspects of what makes up healthy and authentic masculinity. In my opinion, in order to be a healthy man, one must be willing to serve others. In essence, masculinity is service, but service of a voluntary nature. And I want to discuss this further so that there can be no confusion about exactly what I mean. When I say that in order to be a real man, one must serve others, I do not mean this in a kind of slavish or weak-willed way. I believe that it is the duty of every healthy man to use whatever capabilities they have to make the world better for those around them. This is why, as a quadriplegic who has been bound to a wheelchair my entire life and will be until I die, this is essentially why it's so difficult. Because the reality of the physical limitations imposed by my cerebral palsy come into direct conflict with my instincts as a man. Because when you have quadriplegic cerebral palsy, the reality of life for you is that you are going to need to rely on others for almost every aspect of your daily physical activity. And this is extremely frustrating given that I have always aspired, at least since my late teen years, to be of service to others. When modern social programming tells men that we should be willing to take a back seat and take up less space and allow women to take charge, this is fundamentally unhealthy, because what it does, and I believe that this is the whole point of this kind of cultural programming, is that it tells men to act contrary to our fundamental natures. And when this happens, we no longer feel as though we have a useful role to play in life. This is why so many men today are just checking out of society in general and not engaging with the world in healthy masculine ways, because so many of us have been taught that our fundamental masculine instincts are in some way toxic, dangerous, or unhealthy. But if a man doesn't have a capacity in which to serve others in a useful and productive way, he becomes aimless and depressed. And I know this because it is something that I deal with on a daily basis. This may sound strange, but because of the severity of my physical limitations, I regularly fantasize about doing things that other people probably would rather avoid if they could. Things like household chores and basically all the annoying little tasks of daily life that normal people complain about. Those are things I wish I could do. Mostly because if I'm doing them, it means that someone else does not have to. Well, I hope that this perspective of mine has been in some way useful or helpful to you. Look after yourselves, take care of one another, and for now, farewell.